I had you guys send me training videos and it turns out you have horrible form. So today, we're gonna fix that. And yeah, I shaved my head again because I figured why settle for 2 testicles when you can have 3? All right, starting off with victim number 1. Every time the weight touches, I die a little more inside. Aside from the fact that I prefer a seated hamstring because it makes you work them at a longer length, I think we can all agree that taking the load off the hamstring completely when it's at its most stretch is probably not beneficial. In fact, it's probably detrimental to hypertrophy. The fact of the matter is certain machines just suck, so you're gonna have to jerry-rig. Using a pad like this will allow you to get that full stretch without touching the bottom and slowly killing me inside. The only thing I want to add, other than wash your hair, you look filthy, is it looks like you're jolting the weight up. Remember, your goal is not to just get it up, it's to cause the muscle to fail. So slow it down and flex the weight up. Now this next one, is glorious. Now, most people would happily punch a baby to be able to squat that low. So you might think there's not really much to critique here, but I've spent years getting my hips and ankles hypermobile. So sometimes I fall into this trap as well, where I think I'm getting this nice deep stretch, but in reality, I'm just sitting on my calves. My quads are at length, but there is no tension whatsoever. It's basically just a passive stretch at the bottom, then I re-engage it. You can even see the exact point where the tension comes off of his quads. Right there. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but the answer to keep tension in those quads the entire time is just not to go as low. Oh, it even feels bad to say that. Just because you can pick up a dollar bill with your butt cheeks doesn't mean you should. So instead of this, which I could sit here all day, think about my life, stop a hair short of that. There we go, that felt bad the entire time. And if your form looks nothing like that, it looks like dog shit, easy fix. Either buy yourself some wedges or throw 2 plates under your heels and it's same. Speaking of punching a cougar in the tit, what are you doing with that form? All jokes aside, I would bet your arms are better than most men that watch this channel, but we can fix that form. First thing, put your hands closer. We're gonna draw a straight line from your shoulder to your hand, and that's the path I want you to curl up on. Second thing, hold the bar slightly out in front of you. We're gonna put more emphasis on the bicep when it's at longer lengths. And finally, simply stop the contraction before you're able to rest at the top. It should be painful the entire time, and I appreciate your service. And the exact same thing applies for this kid. That form's pretty damn good, but it could be better. If you bring your hands slightly out in front of you and lean back a hair, now we've taken the initial part of the movement that you were wasting your life with and turned it into the most difficult part. You'll hate me later. The number of people that sent me a video of them almost shitting out their spine is absurd. You got this kid who kept his back rounded the entire time because he is efficient. This guy who is incredibly impressive, but holy hell, that's awful. And my personal favorite. Oh, well, at least that's over with. We're never gonna do that. Wait, what do you do? Ha! Well, at least he's sterile now. And those were just some of many close to or 1 rep maxes that people sent me for some reason. And I'm assuming you watch this channel because you are training for hypertrophy. What are we doing? The amount of ego lifting is baffling. If your primary goal is hypertrophy, deadlifts are a bad choice. But if you're gonna do it, let's do it correctly. Step 1, position your feet slightly in from shoulder width. The bar should be mid-foot. Step 2, wind your feet. Step 3, drop into your hips, allowing your knees to drift forward just far enough to where your shins touch the bar. Step 4, grab slightly wider than shoulder width. Overhand only. I don't care what anybody says, never do underhand, just wear straps if you need to, otherwise you're gonna tear your bicep. Step 5, drive your knees out. Step 6, lock in your lats. Step 7, brace your core and pick shit up and set it down. And if your back ever looks like this at any point, do not pass go. Spend the next 2 months working on reverse hypers. Also, I realize after reviewing all these clips, I'm the only responsible one that recites his vowels with every rep. This particular exercise, I've never seen before, so we have to try it. So he basically went from a bent over 1-arm row to a standing what the fuck. All right. Nope. Hate it. Stupid, don't do that. The classic game of brown eye peekaboo. This one hits pretty close to home because I have blown my back completely out on one of those Cybex machines that oscillate as it comes down. I got to the 15th rep of my first set and my back tilted just a little. Oh, that was a good workout. I'm gonna go sit in my car for 2 hours until I can drive home. It's tough to tell based on how he filmed it, but I'm assuming he did what most people do, is stay where they're strongest. Keep those legs fairly close. Let those knees sit right on your stomach so you can drive it off. To fix this, I would simply allow your knees to drive out and wrap around your body. I know you're gonna feel weak at first because you probably haven't trained your adductors since ever, but that will strengthen those, create better overall hip mobility, and lead to more quad growth, because I'm assuming that's what you're trying to do here. Unless you did that purely to wink at people, not cool. Now this next video technically isn't a submission. I solicited this. This lady goes to the gym that I go to, and every time she walks in, I think, how? Why have you forsaken me? So apparently you can train your entire life to end up with decent legs, or you can be born an Asian woman. And because I know I'm gonna get a shitload of comments, here's her IG tag. Don't be too creepy. I'm gonna leave that Dropbox link in the description just in case you guys like this and wanna do it again sometime, but if you didn't, forget this ever happened. And if you haven't got a chance to buy the full Gym 3.0 program, it's actually 12 weeks, it's still only $20, and it will teach you how to fail at life.